Okay, so you are, we're at that 34-week mark.
Mm-hmm.
So we're coming up on the time when we would typically start talking about Group B strep and what you want to do regarding that.
Okay.
So what I want to talk to you about today is, what Group B strep is. What questions do you have about it? What you already know about it? Do you even want to be tested? Do you not want to be tested? If you choose to be tested and you test positive, do you want treatment or do you not want treatment? And I want to talk about it now because the time that we typically do that testing is between 36 and 37 weeks. So I want you to have just a little bit of time to talk it over with your husband and, decide what you guys want to do.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you know about Group B strep?
From nursing school, all I can remember is that it's an infection that moms were tested for, and I don't really remember why or any of really what's behind it.
Right. So Group B strep is a bacteria that we carry in our systems. And the thing is at different points in our life, there could be more of that bacteria or less of that bacteria. And so, we could maybe test positive or we could test negative. It can be different for each pregnancy. So like if you test negative this pregnancy, it doesn't mean that you'll be negative the next pregnancy. You could be positive, or vice versa. If you're positive this time, you could be negative. Just lots of things like that. I know, like early on in your care, when you started with us, we did some urine cultures and stuff, and we did not see that early on. So now that we're at that later part of pregnancy, we really want to talk about, do you want to do that testing, and what choice you want to make regarding that.
So what's the purpose of the testing? What comes with it? If you see that I'm positive, then what does that mean for me?
So if you're Group B positive and we're going to have a vaginal delivery, what can happen is that bacteria can be passed to your baby during delivery. And that bacteria has the potential to make your baby very sick. They can get an infection. A lot of times it shows up as respiratory distress. But it's not an absolute. It doesn't mean that just because you're positive and you deliver the baby vaginally that the baby is going to get sick. It's a very low risk, but the risk is still there. So what you have to decide is, do the risks or what is more for you? Do the risks outweigh the benefits or do the benefits outweigh the risks?
So what's the actual risk if I do have it and the baby could contract it?
I would have to do some more research for you and pull some stuff up that I could actually bring to show you. But if I'm correct, I believe it's under like 1%.
And what are the risks of giving antibiotics to a newborn baby?
Well, the risks to giving antibiotics to a newborn baby have a lot to do with gut health. We're introducing something into the baby's gut that can really change their gut flora, and so that can cause some of its own issues. And so those are some more things that we would want to look into.
Yeah, you've given me a lot to think about. I know that's changing their gut flora is the reason why I don't really want to I do want to breastfeed. I don't want to formula feed. So I want to talk it over with my husband and
absolutely
explain what you've explained to me. If you don't mind, if you get the information on the actual risk factor of the delivery, will you just send that to me?
Yeah. And so I will email that to you. And then I also have brought you a handout that just kind of talks about some things that help, that have shown some research to help prevent that sometimes, like some probiotics. I know you've been taking those the whole time you've been pregnant because we started you on those in the beginning. But yeah, and I also have left you a handout that just has some good resources for parents where you can look up some information on things like that. So I'm going to get you all the information, and then you talk about it with your husband. And if you guys come up with some more questions, write them down so that we can discuss them at our next visit, so that we've got plenty of time for you guys to make a decision on what you want to do prior to when we get to the testing. And whatever you guys want that's your decision.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right.